Hello, and welcome to this week's Terrace Bay Council meeting. CAO John Hall is proposing some changes to the format of future council meetings. The Recreation Department is seeking funding for upgrades to the town's sports facilities, and 2 new firefighters will be joining the fire department. The evening's full agenda is up next.
Good evening, everyone. I've reached out at 6:30 on Monday, October 7th. I call this meeting of the Corporation of the Township of Terrace Bay to order. Declaration of the Council of the Township of Terrace Bay hereby acknowledges that we are in the Robinson Spear Treaty Territory, and the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and Métis. Any additions, deletions, or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none. I have a motion moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor St. Louis. Resolved that Council approve the agenda for the regular council meeting held on October 7th as presented. All in favor? Carried. Any disclosures of interest? Hearing none. Minutes of the last council meeting. I have a motion moved by Councillor St. Louis, seconded by Councillor Johnson. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held September 16th, 2024 be approved as presented. Any questions on the motion? All in favor? Carried. Report from administration. John, procedural bylaw discussion.
Thank you, Your Worship. Administration, from time to time, it may be necessary for council to review its procedural bylaw. Council passed its most recent bylaw in 2021, bylaw 29, 2021, and made a small amendment in July of 2022, bylaw 16. Procedural bylaw basically covers the proceedings of council. Administration is proposing a change to how in-camera and closed sessions are held in order to facilitate smooth transitions between open and closed sessions and potentially provide a more efficient flow of council business from the perspective of the public attending both virtually and in person. Council in-camera sessions are currently included at the end of the agenda, and when necessary, council passes its resolution to enter the closed session. Live streaming stops, the gallery is cleared, in-camera business is dealt with, and the closed session is adjourned to open meeting. Live streaming typically restarts, and the open meeting then concludes any further business on the agenda. But typically, it's 2 remaining resolutions: one, the date for the next meeting, and 2, adjournment. There are several changes that could be made to the order of the agenda to facilitate the above, but it could possibly be achieved through a matter of procedure under the existing provisions of the bylaw. So you can maintain the status quo as outlined above. No bylaw amendment will be required. Maintain the closed session at the end of the agenda, but include a mandatory recess for the passing of a motion to go in camera. Again, that's procedural. We don't get a bylaw amendment for that either. Holding in camera at the beginning of the agenda, the bylaw amendment will be required for that to change the order of our typical agenda that's included in the bylaw. So council could potentially be, and speaking hypothetically here, from 6 to 6:30, providing a definitive time for the regular open meeting to start. So if we did it without that, we could end up going 15 minutes late, and people who want to attend are standing outside, which is not good. So it's better to have the definitive start at 6:30, 7 o'clock, whatever the case may be. Streaming, however, will only start at 6:30 p.m. with the regular meeting. Any in-camera business is not concluded within that 30-minute period or 40, whatever we choose. Could be resumed at the end of the regular open business. So it still requires open session to start the meeting and pass a motion to enter into closed session and adjourn the proceedings. The other option, which our neighbors to the east do, hold a closed session with its own separate agenda proceeding or following the regular council meeting. Bylaw amendment would definitely be required for that. Still requires open session to start the meeting and pass a motion to enter into closed session and adjourn the proceedings and open. Within the options discussed above, there's the options of trying on a trial basis or reevaluating after a specified period. So financial implications on at this time, the options are maintain the status quo, no change this time, maintain the closed session at the end of the meeting, but include a mandatory recess for the passage of the motion to go on camera. Amend the procedural bylaw and move to closed session to the beginning of the agenda with a set time for regular open session to start. and maintain the status quo of the administration otherwise. Administration recommends maintaining the closed session end of the agenda for now, but including mandatory recess, passing the motion.
Any questions?
No, I'm fine with it. I have no problem with that.
So mandatory 5 minutes. I think.
Two more quick points. So the 5 minute is included in the motion to go in. Again, we can try this until New Year. We can look at it again if it's all working for us, if you will. Our neighbors do it a bit differently. Scriber, I believe, does theirs at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah.
Having been in Scriber before coming to Terrace Bay, a lot of that the fact that their meetings run a bit longer than ours. And people are tired trying to deal with any kind of things at 10 o'clock at night, that kind of thing. So they made the decision shortly after I left to actually have their closed session at the beginning, which is the second option there. So those are just two more points.
No other questions? Okay, we have a motion moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor St. Louis, resolved by council approve maintaining the closed session at the end of the agenda, but include a mandatory recess for the passing of the motion to go into camera. All in favor? Carried. The next item, local government week, John.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this year, local government week is taking place from October 20th to 26th. There is a pile of tools available from the CTO. AMO's doing some promotion as well too. We promoted it last year. We didn't do much beyond promotion. In terms of an activity this year, one of the thoughts I had was we could have a bit of an open house one night during the week and do some promotion online as well too. The council as well when it comes to staff and not all council but a couple of council, and just have an open house to the public and answer questions or just have a dialogue. But I can formulate that. There is a resolution there just declaring local government week, but without any council.
Any question? Bert?
More comment. A few years ago, we had, I think it was a grade 6 class in, and it was really, really eye-opening how logical they thought about what we do, passing budgets, earmarking funds, budget. I think it blew us all away. Just how responsible they were. Just wondering if maybe we could do something like that again.
Through the chair, definitely we can look into it. We can contact the schools to see if they're doing the only problem there is whether or not they're doing the civics unit. I believe it's grade 5 and grade 10 that do civics as part of their curriculum. Is if they're doing the civics unit at the same time local government week is. But we're always open to having them come back and run through a similar exercise that we did. It was we did it, done it twice. We did it once with grade 10 and once with grade 5. So, but I can definitely reach out to the principals and just see what they're done
during this government week. Maybe letting them know ahead of time when it is. And
sure.
Okay, thanks, Bert. Okay, we have a motion moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor St. Louis. Whereas October 20th to 26th, 2024 is local government week in Ontario, an opportunity to reflect on the vital services delivered by municipal governments. And whereas municipal governments play a vital role in helping to define the character, priorities, physical makeup, and quality of life of the communities across Ontario. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Paul Malachowski, on behalf of the Corporation of the Township of Terrace Bay, do hereby join with partners such as Association of Municipal Managers, Clerks, and Treasurers of Ontario in acknowledging and celebrating the work of the local municipalities by proclaiming October 20th, 26th, 2024 as local government week in the Township of Terrace Bay. All in favor? Carried. The finance, Danny, our budget schedule for this year and next year.
Thank you, Worship. Prior to the budget process, the administrative budget plan is presented to the council. This provides the guidelines which administration will go to promote the course of the budget preparation. For planning immediate and unforeseen circumstances, administration and council shall strive to meet these goals. Through this year, administration is proposing the pre-budget council direction section to be part of the first council meeting in December. The intent will be for council to provide feedback on what they would like to see included in the budget. Administration is set to go on Monday, March 3rd for the final budget to pass. In financial implications at this time, the options are A, approve the 2025 budget plan as presented, or B, not approve the 2025 budget plan as presented and direct administration otherwise. Recommendation is option B.
Any questions?
No. Good plan. I like the fact that they keep for that target earlier in the battle. Let's hope we don't get any sense.
Okay, thanks, Danny. The motion moved by Councilor St. Louis, seconded by Councilor Johnson, resolve the council approve the 2025 budget plan as presented. All in favor? Carried. Luke, you're up. Ontario Children Foundation capital grant approval.
Thank you. At the February 5th, 2024 meeting, council issued the following resolution. The council support an application to the Ontario Children Foundation capital grant stream to upgrade the township's existing tennis courts in the multi-sport area, and that this project will offer physically active lifestyles in Terrace Bay by increasing the number of publicly accessible recreational opportunities. So the township has been approved for up to $200,000 to revitalize the tennis courts into a multi-sport space featuring tennis, pickleball, and basketball. The township has received quotes for court installation companies for the removal of the existing surface, installation of the mat wall, playing surface, equipment, and lighting. These quotes come in at significantly above OPS funding, and therefore administration will bring forth a subsequent report recommending an application to NHSC that would offset the remaining cost. So the financial implications of the report. If council chooses to enter into the OCF grant contract CP 133961, the township will receive $200,000 to revitalize the existing tennis courts. So our options: option A, the council approval will get the grant contract CP 133961, and that the appropriate bylaw be brought forward. Option B is the council does not approve will get grant contract, direct administration otherwise. The recommendation is option A.
Any questions?
So if we do what we're gonna do, then it sounds like you want to try to piggyback it with another grant.
On staff, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not gonna know where we stand until we see whether or not we get the grant. Like when we just started.
Yeah, so
So that significantly decreases our issue if we get this other grant.
correct.
So I'm all for that. I think it's good. Yeah, I mean, if we can grab another grant and lower our costs and get a quality product at the end, I'm all for it.
So before you start work on this, you have to wait for that other grant, Luke, or,
Anyway, that would be the preferred option.
yeah. And when would you know?
March.
March, okay.
So what we've got to do is every time we start season, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
March is yes.
okay, okay. No other questions? There's a motion moved by Councilor Johnson, second by Councilor St. Louis, resolve the council approve the OTF grant contract CP 133961, and that the appropriate bylaw be brought forward. All in favor? Carried. Okay, next one, Luke, the application for which you just talked about.
Okay. So as evidence, we have photos of tennis court areas heavily cracked and need for revitalization. The 2024 recreation master plan recommends resurfacing the tennis courts and relining the space to accommodate tennis, pickleball, and basketball. The expected community outcomes of this project is stable, play surface, increased options for play, and increased physical activity. So our current discussion, so administration has secured quotes for the removal of existing surface, installation of new asphalt, playing lines, equipment, and lighting. These quotes range for total project cost of $328,475,000. Administration is recommending applying to NHSC to offset the cost of completing this project. So NHSC requires applicants to provide 10% of the total project cost applied for. This effectively leaves the township with two application pathways. So the first pathway would be applied to NHSC to with the entire project cost of $328,000 plus contingency. The benefit of this pathway is that it allows for all project categories, construction equipment, professional services, to have a built-in contingency cost overrun. This would bring the township's contribution to an estimated $32,800. OTF would be responsible for $200,000 and OHSC for $95,200. The second pathway is to apply to an HFC for $128,000 plus contingency. With this pathway, OTF funding would cover the cost of construction, and NHFC funding would be used to offset professional fees and equipment. The estimated contributions would be $12,800 for the township, $200,000 for OTF, and $115,200 to NHFC. The benefit of this pathway is a likely lower cost for the township, but has the risk of not having contingency for construction costs. Administration has received quotes from reputable corporate service contractor, is therefore recommending applying to HFC with $128,000 plus a 15% contingency. Township would likely not know the asset application until March 2025. So our options is that council support Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation application 7510280, Terrace Bay multi-sport report, and the council commits to covering cost overruns with the expenditures identified, and then HFC application 7510280. Option B, the council does not support HFC application 7510280, directs administration otherwise. The recommendation is option A.
Any question?
No, pretty much self-explanatory.
So that space is gonna be the same size then, Luke?
That's correct. Yeah, we have about 11,000 square feet there right now. That way the construction would take out one section of the fence, dig up the existing surface, repave, and reinstall the section of fence.
And it will be lined and marked for pickleballs or.
Yeah, you would just have to kind of that you'd have 2 full-size basketball courts, 2 full-size tennis courts, and 4 full-size pickleball courts. Be oriented so it could all work.
Right.
Certainly there you couldn't play every sport at one time, but you lay it out so that you could maximize it. In the tennis court photos, the last one has a mock layout.
Thanks, Luke. Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion moved by Councilor St. Louis, second by Councilor Johnson, resolve the council support Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation, application 7510280, Terrace Bay multi-sport court, and that council commits covering costs and cost overruns for the expenditures identified in NOHFC application 7510280. All in favor? Carried. Ryan, you're up. Volunteer firefighter and 1 junior firefighter. Thank you very much.
Terrace Bay Fire Department strives to maintain a complement of 28 volunteer firefighters, the deputy chief, and the fire chief to facilitate the department's ongoing responsibilities. Maintaining this number of volunteers is crucial to facilitate adequate personnel availability at any given time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Due to recent resignations, our current complement is down to 6 volunteers. From an open public invitation to submit applications, the Terrace Bay Fire Department has interviewed promising candidates and is recommending the following 2 applicants for the position of volunteer firefighter and junior firefighter: Stevie Clark and Harrison Timken. Financial implications, none, same provision as existing budget. We are budgeted for 1 more new set of turnout gear and coveralls, and there will be training expenses in the future. Options are option 1, to approve the acceptance of Stevie Clark and Harrison Timko to the position of volunteer firefighter and junior firefighter of the Terrace Bay Fire Department. Option 2, do not accept Stevie Clark and Harrison Timko to the position of volunteer firefighter and junior firefighter of the Terrace Bay Fire Department and direct fire chief to seek other candidates. Recommendation, administration recommends option 1.
Any questions?
So taking these 2 individuals we're still down for. Yeah, we still need to find four more. Yeah, and as a junior firefighter, we're procuring that too, even though technically we're not buying. We should, yeah. We're just trying to get the interest of the younger crowd.
So what's the difference between a junior firefighter and a firefighter?
Junior firefighter will be able to, they can start getting all the training theoretically, not along the practical stuff. They won't be getting general gear, won't be going inside fires. They'll be doing a lot of support.
About more vehicle accidents than they attend those.
If there's a lot through the township.
Maybe one of the other new also.
No, but we can attend internal gear. So, but no bunker gear for sure. Until they're 18. That's maybe that's the insurance thing, so we can look at it that way. But
So is this the first junior firefighter we've ever,
no, we had one before that became a full-fledged volunteer firefighter. It worked out really well. And the association actually has been pushing to start the junior firefighter program up again. So it was a little stepping stone, little test. Yeah. But I was asked by somebody from the high school to actually go in and see if there's any interest. So what are they doing that as well?
yeah, okay.
It's a good idea. So are you doing ongoing recruiting, attempting to do
Okay, no other questions? Thank you, Ryan. We have a motion moved by Councilor Johnson, second by Councilor St. Louis, resolve the council approve the acceptance of Stevie Clark and Harrison Timko to the position of volunteer firefighter and junior firefighter of the Terrace Bay Fire Department. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Ryan. Next item is bylaws. A motion moved by Councilor St. Louis, second by Councilor Johnson, resolve that council approve the bylaw to enter into an agreement with the Ontario Petroleum Foundation grant contract CP 133961, Town of Terrace Bay, be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed, signed by the mayor and clerks, sealed and numbered on the 7th day of October 2024. All in favor? Carried. Other business, filing of the Terrace Bay. We've reached out to mill management for a meeting. And he never gave us a, go ahead, Jack.
They just advised it probably better to wait till after Thanksgiving and they have should share at that time. Or when we reached out to mid-September, they just said there was nothing really to share at this point. So this is just a wait vacation after Thanksgiving weekend in October. We reached out to see if we can schedule something.
I'm willing to give them that long. I don't know that's the most, but I know I was sitting in there in those tanks and I'm getting nervous. And I think we need to get their opinion of what the plans are.
We have a meeting with Minister Holland next week in Thunder Bay, so we might be able to shed a little more light on what's going on with us. So
yeah, we just need to know what the plan.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. That's
This is they've been pretty final about it.
that's all we have really. Unless they tell us something and they're not really telling us anything. Like I say, maybe then Minister Holland has something for us next week when we meet with them on Wednesday. Okay, question period. Any questions online?
But the ask it, gallery first.
Any from the Betty?
Terrace Bay have an emergency plan? If yes, where can I find it? And if not, are there any plans to develop one?
Yes, we have an emergency plan.
Where?
So we don't post it on our website because there's confidential information in there, but that is something we're working on to get a plan that we can share publicly. We actually have our annual exercise coming up on Wednesday. I know there'll be an additional session because one of the members of council can't make it, but, so it is something we do on an annual basis. We do plan, updates and maintenance to the plan on an annual basis as well too. So I am working on getting a document that I can't post to the public. We'll make the changes to the bylaw, so, one of the meetings in, November or December. So at that point, I'll add the plan so I can hopefully bring it public.
I have actually some one question. I tried it on 3 separate pages to do the city and strategic plan. And I get to question 10. I get picked out and pulled back around. My husband can't even get in it, so I don't know whether you have any comments back concerning the fact that you can't do the survey.
Well, this is the first, I'm sorry.
Stacy, have you heard anything?
I know, I haven't heard you, but sorry, Chris.
First district, I revolt, we have 70 or 75 responses.
So some people did.
I'll follow up.
You'll check, find out, yeah.
What doesn't sound,
The more they're pulled out, the better, so, yeah.
could we, if we have to get you a paper copy, would you want to go that way if we had to, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll follow up with you tomorrow anyways to make sure. Yeah.
My husband can't. He is.
Okay, thanks for bringing that forward. It's good to know.
Yeah, one.
Any questions online? Going once? Second call? No, there's not much sign. Skyler Media Center is the only attempts.
In camera, we know, again, in camera, we have a motion moved by Counselor Johnson, second by Counselor St. Louis, resolved that council move the next portion of this meeting in camera to discuss minutes from the previous in-camera session held on September 16, 2024, and one matter concerning a position plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality or local board regarding the lease of municipal office space. And one matter concerning personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, a bylaw complaint and enforcement issue, and one matter concerning personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, CA clerk performance evaluation. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. We're in camera and we're going to take a 5-minute recess.